My name is Jason, 35M, and my wife's name is Ashley, 33F. We've been married for 9 years. We have a nice house, decent jobs, and what I thought was a good life together. But I guess when something seems too good to be true, it probably is. Looking back, I should have seen the signs. Ashley has always been a bit difficult. She's got this way of twisting words and turning any argument around until somehow I end up apologizing, even when she's the one in the wrong. I used to joke that she could be a lawyer with how good she was at lying with a straight face. Turns out it wasn't just a joke. The first crack in our marriage appeared about 6 months ago. Ashley started working late more often, coming home at weird hours and acting like it was totally normal. She'd get defensive when I asked about it, throwing out excuses like, "Ugh, Jason, my boss is a psycho. Do you want me to get fired?" Or, "God, you're so paranoid. Can't a woman have a job?" It wasn't just the late nights, though. She started spending more time on her phone, always tilted away from me. If I walked into the room while she was texting, she'd lock the screen so fast you'd think I caught her hacking the Pentagon. And the intimacy? Gone. I tried to bring it up once, asking if something was wrong, if she was stressed, if we needed to work on something. She just rolled her eyes and said, "Not everything is about sex, Jason." Jesus. I told myself I was imagining things, that I was just being insecure. But deep down, I think I already knew. I just wasn't ready to admit it yet. I should have trusted my gut. Looking back, the clues were everywhere. Ashley had started dressing differently. Not that I ever cared much about what she wore, but the shift was noticeable. Suddenly, she was putting on perfume just to run errands. She started buying new lingerie, but I sure as hell wasn't the one seeing it. Then there was the gym. Ashley was never a fitness freak, but out of nowhere, she became obsessed with working out. 3, 4, sometimes 5 times a week, she'd leave the house in her tightest leggings and a sports bra, claiming she was trying to get back in shape. I remember joking, "Damn, Ash, who are you trying to impress?" She shot me a glare and said, "Myself. Maybe if you worked out, you wouldn't be so paranoid all the time." The worst part? She was barely trying to hide it. One night, she was in the shower, and her phone kept lighting up. I wasn't the type to check her messages. I believed in trust. But something in my gut told me to look. I grabbed the phone. A name I didn't recognize. Ryan G. I clicked it. The messages were mostly deleted, but there was one left. "Last night was amazing. Can't stop thinking about you." I felt my stomach drop. My hands went cold. My brain refused to process it. I heard the shower turn off. Panicking, I locked the phone and tossed it back on the bed like it had burned me. Ashley walked out, wrapped in a towel, smiling like she hadn't just shattered my entire world. And I just stood there, pretending I hadn't seen a thing. I barely slept that night. My mind kept replaying that text over and over. Last night was amazing. What the hell did that mean? Who the hell was Ryan G? By morning, I had 2 choices. Confront her or keep pretending everything was fine. I chose the first. Ashley was in the kitchen, drinking her coffee like it was just another normal day. I sat across from her, my heart pounding in my chest. "Who's Ryan G?" I asked, keeping my voice as calm as I could. She froze for half a second. Just half a second. But it was enough. Then, she let out the fakest laugh I've ever heard. "Jesus, Jason, are you snooping through my phone now? That's pathetic. You didn't answer my question." She sighed, rolling her eyes like I was the most exhausting person on the planet. "He's a guy from work. We're working on a project together. Relax." "So why is he texting you about how amazing last night was?" That's when the gaslighting started. "Oh my God, Jason. Do you even hear yourself? He was talking about the meeting we had. It went really well. Maybe if you weren't so insecure, you wouldn't jump to the worst conclusions all the time." I wanted to believe her. I really did. But something about the way she said it, how quickly she had an excuse, just didn't sit right with me. "Let me see the rest of the messages," I said. Her face twisted into a sneer. "Absolutely not. I'm not going to feed into your trust issues. If you don't believe me, That's your problem. And just like that, she grabbed her coffee and walked away, leaving me sitting there like an idiot. And the worst part? For a second, I actually started doubting myself. After that first confrontation, Ashley acted like nothing had happened. She was still glued to her phone, still working late, still spending hours at the gym. If anything, she got even bolder. And I, like a complete idiot, tried to convince myself that maybe, just maybe, I was overreacting. Until the night she slipped up. It was a Friday, and she was supposed to be out with her coworkers. I was home alone, trying to distract myself with a movie, but my mind kept drifting. Something felt off. Around 11 p.m., I decided to text her. Me, hey, when are you coming home? No response. Midnight. Me, everything okay? Nothing.
1:30 Uhr nachts.
My patience snapped. Called her. Straight to voicemail. Now, I'm not proud of what I did next, but I had a bad feeling in my gut, and I needed to know. Ashley had an iPad she barely used. And guess what? It was still logged into her iCloud. I opened Find My iPhone, and there she was. Not at a bar. Not at a restaurant. She was at a damn hotel. I felt my whole body go numb. I stared at the screen for a long time, hoping it was some kind of mistake. But no. The little dot stayed right there, sitting on a street I recognized because I had driven past that hotel 100 times. And that's when the anger hit. I grabbed my keys and left the house. I don't even remember the drive. 1 minute, I was staring at that little dot on the iPad, and the next, I was pulling into the parking lot of the Westford Inn, a cheap, dimly lit hotel on the edge of town. I sat in my car for a minute, gripping the steering wheel so tight my knuckles turned white. My heart was hammering, my breathing ragged. This was it. The moment I was about to catch her in the act. I got out and walked straight to the front desk. The guy behind the counter barely looked up from his phone. Hey, I'm looking for my wife, Ashley. I know she's here. He gave me a bored look.
Sorry, Mann.
We don't give out guest info. I clenched my jaw. Think, Jason. Then I glanced behind him at the key rack. Room 214 was checked out under Ryan G. Bingo. I didn't say another word. I turned and walked straight to the elevator, ignoring the guy calling after me. Second floor. Room 214. My hands were shaking as I raised my fist and pounded on the door. Nothing. I knocked again, harder this time. Then I heard movement. Whispering. A muffled shit. I saw the shadow under the door. Someone was inside. Open the damn door, Ashley. I shouted. More movement. Then, after a long, agonizing pause, the door cracked open. Just enough for Ashley's face to peek through. Her eyes were wide, her hair a mess, and she was wearing a robe. A damn hotel robe. Jason? She gasped, as if she was shocked to see me. I shoved the door open before she could stop me. And there he was, Ryan G., standing in the middle of the room, half-dressed, his shirt unbuttoned, a look of pure terror on his face. And that's when I lost it. I don't even remember moving. I just remember the rage. A white-hot, blinding fury that took over my body the second I saw him standing there, half-dressed, in a hotel room with my wife. Ryan took a step back, his hands up like I had a gun pointed at him. Hey man, let's just... I lunged. I grabbed him by the collar and slammed him against the wall so hard the framed hotel artwork rattled. You think you can K my wife and just walk away? I growled, my fist cocked back. Ashley shrieked. Jason, stop. Ryan looked like he was about to piss himself. Dude. I didn't know she was married. Bullshit. Oh. So you just thought she belonged to the streets? I snarled. Ashley yanked on my arm, trying to pull me off him. Jason, let him go. And that's when she turned it around like she always does. This is your fault, she screamed. I froze, still gripping Ryan's collar. What the K did you just say? You drove me to this, she spat. You're boring, Jason. You stop trying. You don't make me feel wanted anymore. Oh, my God. I let go of Ryan so suddenly he nearly fell over. I turned to her, my whole body trembling with rage. So this is my fault? You're the one spreading your legs in a hotel room, and somehow I'm to blame. Ashley crossed her arms, her expression going from guilty to defiant. If you were a better husband, maybe I wouldn't have needed to find someone else. That was it. That was the moment I knew there was no saving this. I took a deep breath, stepped back, and looked her dead in the eye. You're disgusting, Ashley. And you know what? You and Ryan here deserve each other. Then I turned and walked out. But I wasn't done yet. Not even close. I stormed out of that hotel room, my blood still boiling. But I wasn't going to let her or Ryan G. walk away from this without consequences. I sat in my car for a few minutes, my hands shaking as I tried to process what just happened. But then, an idea hit me. Ashley always loved to be seen as the perfect wife. She cared way too much about what people thought of her. Our families, our friends, her co-workers. She wanted them all to believe she was a devoted, loving wife. Well, time to shatter that illusion. I pulled out my phone and started typing. Group chat. Friends and family red heart. I know, ironic. Me. Hey, everyone. Just wanted to let you all know that Ashley and I are getting divorced. Found out tonight that she's been screwing some dude named Ryan G. in a hotel room. If anyone wants to reach out to her, she's still there with him. Room 214 at the Westford Inn. Cheers. I hit send. Then I posted the same message on Facebook. And just to twist the knife, I tagged her. Within seconds, my phone started blowing up. Her mom. What is going on? Her best friend, Rachel. Tell me you're joking. My brother, holy shit, dude. Her coworker, Jenny. Wait. Ryan G. As in your manager? Wait, what? I stared at my phone. Manager? Ashley wasn't just cheating on me. She was screwing her boss. Oh, this just got even better. I barely had time to process what I had just learned before my phone started blowing up. Calls, texts, notifications. And then Ashley called. I let it ring. Then she called again. And again. By the fifth time, I picked up. But I didn't say anything. I just let her sit there in silence, stewing in her own guilt. Jason, delete that post right now, she screeched. I leaned back in my seat, staring at the hotel in my rearview mirror. Why? Embarrassed? You weren't embarrassed when you were screwing your boss. Oh my God, Jason, you're being ridiculous, she snapped. You had no right to air our private business like that. I laughed. Actually laughed. Private business? Ashley, you made our business public the second you started banging Ryan in a hotel room. It's not what it looks like, she shrieked. I rolled my eyes. Oh, so you weren't half naked in a hotel room with him? Silence. That's what I thought. I hung up, and then I blocked her. The immediate aftermath. By the time I got home, my post had already gone viral within our little circle. Rachel, her so-called best friend, texted me, Jason, I had no idea, I swear, but she's calling me nonstop, begging me to defend her. What do you want me to do? Me, nothing. Let her drown in it. Her mom called me next. I hesitated before answering. Jason, is this true? Her voice was quiet. Yeah, it is. A long silence. Then she sighed. I don't know what to say. I raised her better than this. I almost felt bad for her mom. Almost. Then came the final blow. Ryan's wife found my post. Yeah. You read that right. Ryan was married too. And his wife, she was pissed. She sent me a message. Jason, I just saw your post. I'm Ryan's wife, Michelle. Can we talk? Oh, this was about to get even better. I didn't hesitate. I called Michelle. The second she answered, I could hear the rage in her voice. How long has this been going on? She demanded. I don't know exactly, I admitted. But based on Ashley's behavior, at least 6 months. Maybe longer. Michelle cursed under her breath. That ***king bastard. I knew something was off. The late nights, the work trips, the sudden interest in his appearance. I should have trusted my gut. Yeah, I muttered. Same here. There was a pause. Then she said something that made my night. I want to ruin him. I sat up straighter.
I'm listening.
Turns out Ryan wasn't just some random manager. He was a senior executive at their company, meaning his affair with Ashley? A direct violation of company policy. If HR found out, he'd be fired. Michelle already had the receipts. Bank statements, suspicious hotel charges, even a work email where Ryan had accidentally forwarded her a hotel confirmation. "I'll send everything to HR tomorrow," she said. "But I want Ashley to go down too." "Oh, don't worry," I told her. "I've got that covered." The divorce papers. The next morning I went straight to my lawyer. I wanted a divorce and I wanted it fast. Ashley tried to call me again, from a different number, since I had blocked her, but I didn't pick up. Instead, I sent her a single text. "Check your email. Divorce papers are on the way." Her response? A full meltdown. "Jason, please, let's talk. It was a mistake. It didn't mean anything. You're overreacting. I don't deserve this." I ignored every single message. But then, she tried the last trick in the cheater's playbook. "Jason, I'm pregnant." I actually burst out laughing when I read that, because guess what? I got a vasectomy 2 years ago. I stared at Ashley's text, "Jason, I'm pregnant," and just laughed. The sheer desperation was almost impressive. Almost. I let a few minutes pass before I replied. "Me. That's amazing news. Congrats to you and Ryan. You might want to let him know he's going to be a dad." Delivered. Read. No response. Then, 3 dots appeared. Disappeared. Appeared again. And finally, "Jason, can we please talk?" I blocked her again. Ryan gets wrecked. True to her word, Michelle dropped the bomb on Ryan's workplace that same morning. By lunchtime, the man was fired. Apparently, HR didn't take kindly to senior executives screwing their subordinates in cheap motels. Who knew? Ashley wasn't fired. She was technically a willing participant, so she didn't violate policy. But guess what? Her entire office knew. She became a walking joke. People whispered when she walked past. Coworkers side-eyed her in meetings. Even her boss's boss, the guy who fired Ryan, made it clear she had no future in the company. Within a month, she quit out of shame. The divorce and the aftermath. I moved fast with the divorce. Since Ashley didn't fight it, she knew she had no leg to stand on. It was finalized in record time. I got to keep the house, my car, and most of our savings. She walked away with nothing but regret. I heard through the grapevine that she tried to make things work with Ryan. But surprise, surprise, he ghosted her. Turns out, losing his job and his wife in the same week made him reconsider his life choices. As for me, I thrived. I hit the gym. I reconnected with old friends. I took a long overdue vacation. And for the first time in years, I felt free. Final thoughts and advice. If you take one thing from my story, let it be this: trust. You're gut. If something feels off, it probably is. Don't let someone gaslight you into thinking you're crazy. And if you ever catch a cheater, burn it all down and walk away. Because trust me, there is no better revenge than moving on. Thank you for staying with me. This crazy journey is finally over and I'm ready for what's next. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any more interesting stories. And leave a comment with what you would do in this situation. See you in the next videos.